Hello everyone and welcome back to Alyssa Maps Greyhawk, the Womtham edition. This one is going to be a quick recap for what I have done thus far. I'm going to explain what I'm going to do next and why, and then we're going to get into a quick high-speed montage. Feel free to sit back and listen to those dulcet tones of smooth jazz, or skip to the end to see where we net out, and I'll come back in and we'll talk about what I just got accomplished in the previous couple of hours. Here's our recap. There are two maps of Womtham that I am aware of that other people have done. They have different approaches. They don't necessarily pull from each other. I am hoping to do an homage, or a doff of the cap, if you will, to both by including elements of what those other artists have done. One will be in this area right here, where there's some named locations, some named temples and everything, and there's this circular area, and I'm like, you know what, that's a cool idea, I'm going to do that. The same map actually has named gates, so I've added some walls there and over there. I figured that will definitely, take what he has done and kind of move it forward. We've also got a couple of named locations up here. I think that's a tavern of some description. We've got one right here as well. If I zoom in on that, by the way, you can see I like my taverns to kind of have the tavern-like area, the tavern of the inn-like area, and then some sort of stabling. I like to wall it off, and I think then that gives a visual sense of, yeah, it's kind of like a little tavern or something right there. The other map is a little bit more basic. I have shown it before, we'll show it again in another future episode. It's going to be mainly focused on this area here. I'm just going to grab a couple of the POIs that are on that particular map, ensure that they're on this one too, so I can say, there you go. This one has the spirit of that one, like that one kind of was at Womtham a lot earlier on. I mean, honestly, if you look at the map, it makes it feel like maybe there's a couple of thousand people live there. That's Womtham early days. But if we grab a couple of those buildings, bring them forward, it's like, there you go, dude. There's my little wink and a nod. I got you covered. Now, what I've also done is down here from the other map, which I'll bring up on the screen right now. He had a sprawl area going on outside the southern gate. I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do a sprawl down there. And he had like a couple of temples, or a dark temple area. So I was like, let's have something like that off the beaten track, hidden in the slums. Could be kind of interesting. So I've added that as well. I'm not sure if the same map had this, but I figured I'd add a little sort of inn type area outside of the gate. We've got another inn or tavern inside. What is the difference? One of them has lodgings, one doesn't. Anyway, inn or tavern right here as well. And I have just gone nuts. I have then just started filling in this city. And you'll see, by the way, if you look closely, see how I follow the trace lines underneath? And it's the building edges that give the road its shape. That's the style. So I've just gone and filling in all of these. We've got the big warehouses towards docks where we've got warehouses. I like to do little sort of things like the detail of the steps going up. We've got some storage and the likes going on over here. All of it definitely gives that sort of visual of a working warehouse dock-like area. Up here, I mentioned in the previous video wanting to add a near the gates some kind of marketplace-like area, and I think this is what we're running with. So I've got my little marketplace right there, a bunch of tents of different sort of shapes, sizes, and patterns. I'm probably gonna spill in here a little bit. I think, not quite sure how that's gonna work. I might, in all truth, do it in the center here. Get a little bit of a park here, but the park has been partially taken over by also the marketplace. Could be kind of fun. And I've been using the term Old Womtham for this district here, and it kind of sticks. It feels feels right. So that's kind of the main stuff that I have done. What am I going to be doing today? Down here, I wanted to add some temples and a richer district. I kind of wanted it away from the warehouses over there, and I wanted to keep it away from, I want to say, up here, because we're getting towards the industrial zone. I do think that this could be a good candidate for more opulent living, but I also kind of thought that they may want like views of the river and things. So if we can kind of put them more in this type of area, then they maybe if they were on an elevated sort of part of the terrain, let's use some English, they could see the river and so on and so forth. I didn't want to get them too close to the river, the warehouses and everything. Again, too much industry and the likes. This could be good, but I also think it's a better place for businesses, so I think that's what we're going to focus on there. Businesses there, and definitely coming up into this area here. I'm thinking this type of area, to be honest with you. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on, to capture the visual quality of a more opulent, shall we say, resident. Bigger buildings, gardens, larger property, and potentially walled off property, right? Get some little mansions and the likes going on in here. I don't want to go too crazy with this, but I definitely want you to, as you're looking at this map, to get this sense of, okay, there's a little bit of wealth going on here. We are going to continue that into the old Womtham as well, and even potentially into this area, but I really want to reserve this for barracks and things like that, to be honest with you. So kind of, I think it's going to sort of spill out more like this, maybe a little bit of that by the time all is said and done. Then northern Womtham is going to be where things get a little poorer, more middle class, more working class, and then the lower classes are in the sprawls outside of the city over there. So with that said, now you know what I'm doing. Grab yourself a nice little drink, sit back, wait for the smooth sounds, and I will see you after the fast forward. Alright, that is a great stopping point for this particular session. I'm not sure how much further up here I want to go with my pretty opulent residence, you know. We've got some big buildings going on here. You saw me drawing maybe some temple prospects. We've got some gardens, a park, etc. I want to kind of get into businesses and the likes here. So I think this will be my transition zone. Maybe a little bit more into this area. I'm going to let that percolate a little bit, feel sort of see how the next session gets me. Hopefully you like this particular format of video. What I'm trying to do is I want to mix it up with, you see some screenshots on my social media channels, you see a status report, you know, where I work off camera sometimes, then I'll come back on camera and I'll show you what I've been doing, and then, you know, once a week or so do one of these little fast forwards with inserted sort of comments about what I was thinking about at certain points in time. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the actual city progress thus far. Let me know if there's anything inside this city you feel should be here. And because I love you, if you come up with something that you would like to have in this city of Womtham, give me a name, give me a location, tell me what it is, maybe we can add it. You could be part of Greyhawk history. You heard that right. Let me know down in the comments below. If you are having fun with this series, please tickle that like button. Consider hitting the subscribe. Me love you long time. And please, humbly, check out my Patreon. You can show your support for what I'm doing here that way, and it is hugely appreciated. Not only do you get all of that, a whole bunch more besides, but I will actually then be sharing with Patreons this fully coloured map. That's right, this fully coloured, you get it together with the PSD. So please head on over there. If it tickles your fancy, I would love to get your support. Very much appreciated. I will see you in the next Mapping Womtham video.